So I have a 7:04, and why don't we start? Just say your name and we'll.
Richard Keys.
Erica Jacobson.
Vanessa Rossi.
Amy Crouch.
Steve Kenny.
All right. We have quorum, and Frank will also likely be here. I'm not even sure we're going to have enough to have. There we go. So our first order of business is we have established quorum. And first order of business is to review and approve the meetings from our oh-so-long meeting on May 5th, which was at pre-meeting before annual town meeting. There are no minutes. I'll state this for the record. There are no minutes for our meeting because our meeting was annual town meeting, but this was our pre-meeting.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Great. Approved. And then public comment. To receive oral communications from members of the public may address the Finance Committee for up to 3 minutes. The Finance Committee will not engage in discussion on topics raised during public comment, but may choose to add the topic to a future agenda. This agenda segment will be limited to 15 minutes, and the chair will share all written and email communications received since the last meeting. Seeing no members of the public here, we have no public comment, and I will confirm that we did not receive any written or email communications since the last meeting or since town meeting or anything like that. So it's been pretty quiet. Some years not so much. This year, been easy. In front of us tonight for new business is we have a reserve fund transfer. That is requesting $134,733.15 to be transferred to the snow and ice removal account for the purpose of covering the snow and ice deficit for FY 2026.
Yes.
We typically, this is the only line item in the budget that can be underfunded. In past years, we could have done like a free cash to pay it or anything like that, but we are using reserve fund. It'll bring the reserve fund down to like less than $5,000. But again, that's okay because the reserve fund is a line item in the budget for FY 27. So there will be a reserve fund going forward. So I'll entertain a motion to discuss.
Make the motion to discuss.
Second.
All right, any questions?
No.
I think we all pretty much know why the snow and ice budget
Yes.
was.
We like our cleared streets.
I was going to say thank you.
Yeah, I know. Thank you to everybody. I mean, I think
year.
this is, usually we don't have this, so. All those in favor of the reserve fund transfer?
Aye.
Opposed? No, none abstaining? Excellent. Amy, can I borrow your pen?
Absolutely.
Leave this here. So we are excellent. Thank you.
Of course.
Like that. And to not have Tracy get mad at me for not sending it to her. So that is the new business. Well, actually, one other thing I have under new business is, as this is my last meeting, I would like to know if someone will take minutes from tonight's meeting or use the recording to make minutes and do the posting for the next meeting.
Is the posting next week?
It's pretty easy. I will send this form, and it's this, and you write the agenda, which you can just follow this, and then you send it to the town clerk and to the members of the committee. That guy just do that email. That's all you have to do. No one has trained me on the new. I used to have to upload it to the website. No one's trained me on how to add anything to the website, so I just send it by email, and somehow it manages to get there.
If you If you send me an email with what you just
But
said
I-
written down, I will take care of it.
Perfect, excellent.
Alright.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, because you guys can decide at the, you know, your first meeting of 2027, roles and responsibility for leadership and note-taking and things like that. But I figured that since there's not that many people here and there will be a new member, I do not know any status of that. I think I have a couple of people, a couple of,
There's Frank.
hello, here's Frank.
Apologies.
A couple people did send letters to the select board for consideration, but I do not know who's joining. Are you okay?
I am.
That's
Good.
All right.
Poor woman had her car for 3 days. She hit me. I was stopping traffic.
And she hit you?
Yeah,
Oh.
my hitch is a little scratched, but hers is
Oh, that's a shame.
new Prelude. It was really nice. It was a nice, it's a really nice car. Yeah.
Where did that happen?
She was on the phone, I think. 495.
Oh.
Always
oh,
495. Always
Yep.
Yeah, always.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. And you missed the part where we asked for volunteers to take minutes for the meeting, so
Good.
Vanessa's gonna do it. so.
Good.
Nice
You
job.
did not miss the part where we said.
Yeah.
And we approved the snow and ice deficit reserve fund transfer.
Yes,
That is, that was our,
inevitable.
yeah. Once every 5 years, that's okay. I think that's, just hope we don't have another bad year. So Vanessa's I'm gonna send her by email the instructions on how to do the minutes and posting, and Gretchen and Joy and everybody and Tracy will be happy to walk you through anything that you need to know. The next item, Tracy isn't here, so we don't have town administrator's report, but I did wanna just see if there was any follow-up from anyone, thoughts on the annual town meeting, election, budget process, anything, any feedback on the process this year, or anything that we'd recommend changing going forward?
No.
So the only thing I heard at the polls was what was the results of the town meeting, because the minutes weren't posted yet, and they had no idea what had passed, what had, so,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
yeah.
Interesting,
So that was, you know,
just the timeliness
the
of,
timeliness.
Was it was it different from other years? Was it like slower
Well-
than other years?
Well, it was a week difference. Normally,
right.
the election's like 2 or 3 weeks
Right,
later,
right, right.
so it was like the
Oh.
week after.
Yeah.
Just a short amount of time.
And short
Yeah.
amount of time, and I know, I think Gretchen does the minutes from the
Yeah.
town meeting, and she, of course, was busy with the election, so I had to get
Oh.
that certified, so.
and I think there's also usually the video production is the other part of it, that they have to edit it together.
Right.
There's some part of that, I know that in past years, that it hasn't always been like, it's not instantaneous. I mean,
Right.
our whole world is ready for everything to be ready.
Yes, yes, and then they said they saw nothing in the paper, so they weren't sure, they were seeing stories for Salisbury and Raleigh, of course, and didn't see anything on Woodbury, so.
Yes, we don't control the newspaper.
No,
No, and we don't control voter turnout either.
Yeah, exactly, that's the
I
other.
thought that
I'm
was-
curious about voter turnout this year.
So that was the precarious
Seven
part.
percent
Yeah.
of the people, of the voters, so we had 194 people vote in precinct 1, and precinct 2 had about 218.
Oh my God.
And
Which
so
I
we
What
had-
did we have, we had 285-ish
Yeah.
at town meeting?
Yeah, I asked Gretchen, she said.
But there wasn't anything contested, right? So
No.
I understand why that
Yeah.
would be low, but even at town meeting, I thought that one thing narrowly passed that had more people been involved in paying attention at town meeting would not have been that close,
Yeah.
I thought. It shows the power of, I mean, if you have a specific cause and you rally the troops on a low turnout town meeting,
Right.
everything's passed.
Mhm.
So
And
the
also-
next election, we should have, it's September 1st, so it's a primary, so you'll have contested in both Republican and Democrat parties.
Mhm.
So you'll have
Yeah.
bigger turnout, and then the general election is November 3rd.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, that was, 194.
I knew it had to be low because when I went over there at what should have been prime time, I was like, did they close the polls early? Was it like,
You felt
no
me,
cars in the
I was
parking
Like
lot?
there's more cars at the butchery than
Yeah,
at the.
there really
Yeah.
were.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh.
I was the only car in the parking lot.
There was the largest group that we had was when Erica came in with her husband and son, and was it Les? Les, as I'm talking to him, and so we're talking, and then all of a sudden he realizes that he was in the Peace Corps,
Vista, yep.
Vista
which
with
is Peace Corps
Erica's
in the
parents out in Arizona, and he remembered when Erica was born.
Wow.
Because I was born on the reservation
Yeah.
that they were all Vista volunteers at.
Wow.
Yeah.
And and then my parents, so then I independently got him in touch with each of my parents, because he's like, are they alive, are they okay? And I'm like, divorced but alive. So yes.
Because they're divorced.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, and that was his first time working the polls, so I got him, he was interested, so I got him in, and
It's funny because both my mom and my dad divorced, both worked polls in different places. Yep. So the civic duty runs deep in our
Yes.
family here.
Yes.
So that was that's I didn't realize how low a turnout was. I also knew there was really nothing that was there were no
no contested.
It was very, yeah, it was
Yeah,
not
a lot of
a
people,
controversy.
after they voted, they said, there's no contested races, why did I vote? I said, because you're a civic.
Yeah,
It's your civic
Civic
duty.
minded.
Exactly.
And it's a good habit to get into.
Yes.
I used to take the kids with me. I used to wait until after school and I'd come over because we were at the library.
Yeah, I've
'Cause we
done
were-
that before.
Yeah, so I
the
would
last couple of years I've done that.
pick it up and bring them over.
Not
and
this
then-
year, but the
Yeah.
last couple of years. Yeah.
So, I didn't get any feedback at all. Sometimes we get the, what kind of, you get the now that we passed that, how are they gonna build the new roof for this or that? And you're like, oh, that's not on us, but nobody even came with that this year, so that was interesting. So I think we're good.
It was a pretty quiet town meeting in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, non-controversial, this year.
Just the governor's academy.
Oh,
right?
yeah,
Oh,
except for
right.
that, except for that.
That was
Yeah,
interesting.
That was,
That was spicy.
That was,
a little
yeah.
spicy.
So I was at school, I was telling some of the teachers about that, because they didn't realize that the governor's academy had housing that was nonprofit, so they don't pay taxes, property tax, and I go, what? Yeah, they should be paying.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought they misread the room.
Yeah, so.
Yeah.
Quick with the smear campaign thing. It's just like, we're not there yet. We never get there in our town meetings.
No.
We don't get to
Right.
vitriolic, hurling insults back and forth. Like, we don't usually get there. And go right there, so.
Yeah, there was that was, my husband was sitting with a friend who obviously lives here, and had a kid that went to Govs, and she was like, yeah, she's like, he had an argument, but he did not really put it forth in a
Mm,
way
that's not
that
what I would've said.
was, yeah,
That's
like, she's
exactly
like,
what I thought.
and it made me then
Yeah.
wonder about the school my kid's in, that's similarly, but they don't have housing, so it's a different, but
Very
now I'm curious, like, what did they do?
Mhm.
In the town of Massachusetts that they're in, do they
How
do
do they
anything?
contribute?
Yeah, so it
But
just made
it's-
me think.
Super different because they don't have housing and they don't have, well, they don't have many faculty living on campus.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah,
And they own all of the buildings.
they own all the buildings and there's no, like there's just one maybe two family, but, yeah.
It's one thing not to collect property tax, it's another to cost the schools $300K.
Yeah,
That's a
Yeah.
very different
It
thing.
is-
And there's,
That
I would
is
say
the
just
one.
not to contribute at all.
yeah,
I think
Right.
is,
Yep.
yeah.
yeah,
Like forget what they cost us, but like to not contribute at all, I think says a lot.
Mhm.
yeah, I think the
But
last.
he wasn't wrong in some of what he said, I agree, it wasn't said well or correctly.
I stopped myself from asking him a question directly.
Yes, you did.
I was biting my
You
tongue.
asked it to me. And
I'm like, oh my god, yeah. So yeah, I stopped myself before I embarrassed anybody, including myself, so, yeah, I did, but, you know, something to get attention, it's, the town got to vote on it, they got to decide what they wanted,
Yep.
so.
Yeah.
Do we have any DC or CPC updates? I'm thinking CPC probably has nothing, because,
No, we're
no,
good after time.
I think everything except for the, study.
Right.
Yeah.
COA study did not.
The COA study did not, but that's an opportunity to come back with a different.
I was just gonna say that to me is an opportunity more than anything, so.
Yeah. And DCC, so we met the 21st of May at Triton. So I think the big thing is, so our new school committee rep for Newbury was there. So, and if you remember last year's town meeting, so he was the vice president of the PTA that got up and,
Oh, Brett.
yes.
Brett,
So
yep.
he's the new school committee member for Newbury, the rep.
Excellent.
So he was there. So Brian gave a quick overview. Next year, so schools, since Labor Day is the 8th or 7th, school starts September 8th.
Wow, lucky kids.
Yes,
Wow.
yes, September 8th, and the class assignments at the high school or middle school, high school will be available August 22nd, vice the 15th. They normally do the 15th, but since they're starting so late. He did give us an update on the budget. So, of course, the governor had put in $75 a student. Senator Tarr put in $200 a student, and now it's down to about $160 per student, but they're still going through the negotiations, so. Yes.
So little in any.
Right, right. So that was basically the latest on the budget development. And then the update on the MSBA. So they've got the project manager, the architect, and the designers. They're all in place. They reviewed the schedule that was there, and they think they can accelerate that. There's a lot of dead time in there, and they think they may have a number by November of 2027 instead of the spring or the fall of 28. So I think that was the major news.
In the coalitions, if
Yes.
that needs to pass, you
Right,
gotta start
right.
the young,
Yes.
you know, the kids who are barely in elementary school are the ones that are gonna benefit from the school, so that's,
Those are the parents you gotta talk to.
Right.
Yeah.
Gotta get
That's
them engaged. So maybe Brett can do that from
Yeah.
the school committee. And then I think the last thing they talked about was the regional agreement, and it was, we're not gonna talk about it tonight. So Bill DeMayo and I were there. They had a small group. So of course it's the last one of the year, startup back in September. But the regional agreement, they wanna go debate that again. So I think they're gonna have like one rep from the finance committee and one rep from the select board to meet on that. So,
I literally cleaned out my office about 4 weeks ago, and I brought to shred all of my old finance committee stuff. So I've
Yeah.
got electronic copies and whatever we have, but I don't see a way to change the regional agreement to change the funding formula.
no,
I will.
no.
I'll die on that hill.
Yeah.
There's no way.
The way it's structured, it's not possible.
It's not possible to, it's just not, I don't know how it would ever pass, and I don't know how it would never, yeah, you just, too
Yes.
many hours of going around in circles to realize that if we can't make sense of it in a room of 2 representatives from each town and 2 or 3 people from the district, and we can't make an argument in that room that we could sell to voters easily,
Right. Right,
who's gonna vote for something that would have cost the town more in some years?
right.
Someone will always get the short end
So,
of the
yeah,
stick.
that's,
And you're asking the entire town to vote for the short end of the stick.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, you're asking, yeah, and all 3 towns have to pass it.
Yeah.
All 3 towns have to
Yeah.
agree that we're all
Yes.
gonna willingly take the short end of the stick.
right, it's,
We already do, so it's.
and if you're just looking at, and you can debate the topic, but if
Yeah.
you're just looking at it from a fair and an equitable standpoint. If we just took this, put it in a vacuum, had nothing to do with these three towns everywhere else, it's like, well, the way it's structured, you gotta pay per head. All right, that's kind of the way, that's how life works, right? You pay per head, that's however many people I'm bringing to the fair is how many tickets I get at the door.
Yep.
It's just how it goes.
Yeah.
You know, that's the way, it's what everyone is accustomed to, and understandably so. It's really not much to be tinkered with there.
No. So, and then that's it, then, of course, all the groups will meet and make their assignments, so the select board and us, and whoever wants to be the rep. And then I was telling everybody earlier, the graduation for Triton's Saturday at 11. All the seniors were in today practicing.
Very good.
Yes.
Excellent. Did anybody have any questions on any of the financial? I mean, these are all as of March 31st, and I think nothing was out of whack. I mean, as you see, they'll be able to do any year-end transfers without the finance committee, and that's usually just, small amounts of money that move between.
You may have covered this, but what is the breakdown of the 135 override, or 135 overage for snow and ice? Is it supplies or is it labor?
It's both. It's a combination of both.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just that we didn't budget, I don't think we budgeted anything for it.
We have a formula for that, right?
We have a formula,
Which
yeah.
basically
It's-
is like every time you have an easy year, that's your number.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's, I think, I wanna say,
Is that like 200,000?
yeah, it was definitely less than that. It was far less than that we allocated. I wanted to say we budgeted, usually I wanna say like 50,000 is usually
Oh, that makes more sense.
in our snow and ice. So it's usually under public works, snow removal expenses.
200,000?
200.
Yeah.
And many years we end up taking it back as free cash.
Right. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
not, it's just wheels turning. The only reason I ever thought of that is, like, I know that we don't buy additional supplies in down years because of storage issues.
Right.
But I always wondered, like, what's the math on, you gotta throw up a giant pole barn? Does it, what's the ROI on that? Does it pay for itself in a relatively short period of time because you're buying salt and sand on the cheap for those years, or what is the difference?
Yeah.
I think we had so much good, letters with lack of, I think it was full, so they couldn't.
Right.
They couldn't
That's
put
the
more
thing.
in.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
say,
that doesn't
that's
make sense.
like
It's
at some point, and not only we could kick to
But then you
get
probably
a
have some sort of.
pole barn to get it passed here.
Right,
Okay,
yes,
just so let's
yes,
just be
yeah.
realistic.
Rent a pole barn.
Yeah, it looks like the total expenditure is looking at, yeah. Yeah, it was 108 at the end of,
25.
March.
Yeah.
And then it went up a little bit more after that, so,
Yeah.
yeah, because that was, 4/26 is the date they actually put it in front of us.
Yep.
So, I think at that point they realized all the bills were in,
Yeah.
so.
The snow stopped coming
No,
Yeah.
Saturday morning I was worried.
down. Oh, yeah.
So, I think that is it for our agenda.
Okay.
I will communicate with Vanessa on when the next, trying to figure out what the first Tuesday in July is July 7th. Is probably the next time there'd be a scheduled meeting, but you guys, you're vice chair, so I think you get to decide for that meeting if there is a meeting, and then talk to Tracy.
Okay.
Talk to Tracy, Vanessa can help with posting, doing the agenda and getting it posted.
Okay.
it needs to be posted 2 business days, I believe is the rule. But Gretchen will,
Yep.
she'll send you all the rules.
Yeah.
When do we find out about the,
A new appointment?
yeah,
Someone on the select board should tell you when they do it. I'll ask. I haven't seen it on an agenda, but I haven't really read the agendas either, so that could explain why I haven't seen it. But they definitely know that they would need to do it before the end of the fiscal year, so
Oh,
I
okay.
think they have a couple more meetings. I'm not sure where they've landed yet, but I'll also, I can text Alicia and find out if any decision's been made.
Could we add to the minutes, the committee's thanks and appreciation for Erica's
Yes.
15 years of
You
dedicated service to the
Yeah.
committee and town?
You are welcome. It
This is
is.
Walter now, he'll be back.
I'll get pulled in somewhere,
Yeah,
I'm sure.
yeah.
I'll get pulled back in somewhere, but it'll be a little less and make time for some new people, some new webs in town, to people to have like ways, like I have a group of people I can tell things to, but there's so many things that are coming up that the town needs the people who are gonna wanna be here and raise their children here and be here for a long term. It's a great time to,
Well, you made
Do
a
some
great call for
changes.
that at annual town meeting, hopefully.
Yeah.
Good.
Right.
Sure.
I've learned a
But
lot.
the average age of town meeting was
Yeah.
septuagenarian.
My grandchildren, but,
That's why they were all leaving when Woody started talking.
Oh, poor Woody.
Oh my
I
god.
I almost said, bolt the door, bolt the door.
Seriously?
Way to finish, yeah.
That was.
And then there was a suggestion for like a revote at the end, when, like
Oh.
half of the.
Yeah, trying to
Oh my
pass the
God,
vote
yeah.
with everybody, with half the people gone.
And that, I mean, that's not, that, I assume that's like not understanding how things work, that's not necessarily like.
Right.
No, I don't think it was nefarious. No, I don't think there was ill intent. I
But for
think it was
goodness
just.
sake, it was like half the room was left,
Yes.
It was 1,000 o'clock.
yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Poor Woody, I talked to Woody and he said, I'm just reading along. I said, yeah, Woody, we're up there watching everybody leave.
Poor Woody.
Because he couldn't see the
Oh, he
people
couldn't see the
leaving because he
people.
was
It's
reading
so
them.
hard.
Plus
They had
his
this-
portion of the warrants was like half
Yeah.
Yeah.
information booklet, and people are like, oh, that's
What?
not
Like,
He needs more like a summary.
Yeah.
And that's it.
is it, is the order determined solely by the select board?
Yes. But they're influenced by town council and Tracy and moderator can set, like, they can kind of like, because that's why like we moved around the numbers on some of them.
Yeah.
That gentleman who came here about the historical society didn't think it was still there, but it's because it got moved.
Right.
But, yeah, I do think we've come a long way from reading every line item of the budget. And
Right.
people putting a hold, like, mosquito control, hold,
Yep.
what are you using for mosquito control? Like, that was, like, so we've come a long way from that level of detail, but.
Yes.
Can always use to be more efficient.
Well, I entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We are adjourned at 7:32.